Ladies and gentlemen of YouTube, time for another Metal Earth kit, or is it? This time I'm going to go a bit above Metal Earth to the ICONX kit. I'm going to build the larger ICONX Millennium Falcon. Very excited about this kit. It is larger, not a lot larger I don't think, but it has more detail. I believe it's 2 sheets of metal, 2 longer sheets, possibly some other things, I'm not sure. But I look forward to opening it up, so let's tear into this and see what's inside. The larger ICONX Millennium Falcon doesn't really say anywhere on here that it is an ICONX kit, but it's definitely a larger kit. It looks like it is labeled just like the Metal Earth kits, even saying Metal Earth. And on the back we have pictures of some of the available kits, but let's open this guy up and see what it contains. Tape there. Interesting. We have our 2 pieces of instructions. We will look at that in just a minute. We have a complimentary pair of tweezers. This complimentary pair of tweezers is helpful to bend and twist the connection tabs. And I had heard that this kit comes with one of these, although I wasn't sure. I certainly have a nice collection of tweezers. I will definitely add this to the collection that I have. We have 1, 2 sheets. Fancy cardboard. It's bigger. It's not hugely bigger, but it is bigger. Millennium Falcon ICONX 3D model kit. And it looks like we have a similar layout in that we have a little line drawing, and we have a bit about it. Oh look, the blue circle, insert tabs into slots, bend 90 degrees, green triangle, twist 90 degrees. So this is like the key, and this points out slots, tabs, fold lines, and the needle nose pliers, little icon there that's in every kit so far. And we have 1 metal sheet's layout. Looks like that one, and all the appropriate numbers, plus several of the items are colored. Any of the things that are the same color are basically duplicate items, possibly used in more than one place, and they tend to just number 1. 44, that's this part. This part has no lines, no numbers, but you know that's also 44. And we open it up. We have metal sheet 2, which would be the other sheet. Ta-da! Same thing, all the parts are numbered. And then here we have the assembly. We have step 1 and part number 1, and you just kind of follow the arrows and curve and add parts. Page 3 continues, step 2, step 3, 4, 5. Interesting. All these steps are laid out. 6, 7, 8 picks up with steps 9 and 10, 11 and 12, 13 and 14, 15, 16, 17. Now what kind of tools am I going to use to put this kit together? I have Fascinations tool set, which has a long needle nose pliers, flat nose pliers, and clippers. The clippers are excellent for getting the parts cut off of these sheets rather than trying to bend and twist and break. Flat nose pliers come in very handy for even bends. So the needle nose pliers, you'll have to buy Metal Earth set. You can get your own tweezers or own pliers and own cutters. You'll find something that works for you. It's also good to have a pair of tweezers, which they have so kindly provided for me, and I will be trying those out. I also have a set of precision tweezers that I have been using as of late, and I particularly fond of these ones with the pointed ends because they can get into tough little areas, and they are good for bending tabs over at 90 degrees better than anything else I've got. I have a set of round nose pliers that I often use for shaping parts. I don't know that I'm going to use it in this kit, but I have that available. I have a little dental pick type tool that's good for reaching in and maybe pulling pieces or tabs that are bent too far, or little minor pushing and shaping. And I do see that there are several parts in here that are circular shaped. So I have a set of step mandrels that are great for forming those shapes, and also an inexpensive drill bit set that I haven't used for drilling. It's just a very cheap, inexpensive set, and you have all kinds of different sizes to make these shapes. We have our instructions, we have our sheets with the parts, and we have some tools. Let's get started.
I neglected to immediately turn my camera back on and missed the first couple of steps. I carefully curved piece 1 until the tabs met, bent them down and put them through their slots, and bent them over. Then attached the first of the next 3 parts. Sometimes it takes a few tries to find the right tool or drill bit to use for rounding parts. A little bit of tidying up the circles. These little tiny pieces on the back were rather difficult to secure. In hindsight, it might have been better to use a hobby knife to more sharply bend over the tabs. It is a challenge to hold the part straight and push the tabs so that they are tight enough for it to not wobble. I secured many of the tabs by applying pressure with the flat tip of the needle nose pliers. I tried to bend over the tabs that hold on the radar, but it just didn't work. I instead twisted them. It took quite a few tries and adjustments to get the cockpit lined up. The instructions tell you to fold the tabs on these side pieces, but it can be difficult with nothing else supporting the part. I have in the past damaged parts like this trying to bend them over without other support. I decided to slightly twist many of the tabs just to hold them on until I could attach the other side and have more support to hold the part while I fold the tab. I used the edge to give the back part the initial shape so that it would not bend too much in one area as I set it into place. It was at this point that I realized that I had made a mistake and twisted the tabs that held on the circular parts on the back when I should have folded them. I pulled the back part off, folded the tabs over so that the part would fit and sit properly. Part 29 is tiny, and there are 7 altogether. I am glad that I have very pointed tweezers to work with. I do not have any other tools small enough to work with these tiny little pieces. However, getting them folded is not the hard part. The hard part was lining the tabs up with the slots because a part is so tiny. Operator error kept me from recording parts 30 being attached. It's just a matter of folding down the sides, lining up the tabs, attaching the part, and bending the tabs over. And there is one more part, 29, to attach. I had a tough time getting the side pieces of part 33 to bend down properly without it wanting to bend in the wrong place. Parts 37 and 38 go on those tiny little pieces that are attached to the bottom of the ship. They are the landing pads. The instructions say to twist the tabs, which I did for the first one, but it did not go too well. I decided to bend the rest of them over. It looks better and it seems less likely to break apart. For part 41, I bent all the sides over with my finger and sort of rolled it on its side against the table to even them all out. This video has been edited down. I have not shown all the different attempts, adjustment, or retries of this build. I also clip out parts where I am studying the directions, searching for and clipping parts, and some repetitive steps. It may make it look like this kit came together easier than it did, but there is a lot of bending and adjusting of parts to make things fit. Work slowly, be patient, and take your time. After connecting both halves, I went back around the top half and straightened out the tabs I had previously twisted and folded them over. I had to sort of pry the two halves apart to get the last two parts on the side to fit.
The ICONX Millennium Falcon. It is all put together. This is kind of an advanced kit. It's larger, so there's more detail, and basically what that means is they're able to fit some of the smaller stuff they couldn't fit in the other, which means you've probably got tinier, more difficult pieces. Well, I shouldn't say probably. It basically means you've got tinier and more difficult pieces to work with, like the feet on the bottom. They were cumbersome. So it takes some time to get through it. It was challenging to get these little fins along the back to actually sit fairly still, but it is beautiful. It is a wonderful kit, a lot of extra detail. I love that it's larger. It's not incredibly larger, maybe twice the size of the old one, maybe, but it's definitely time consuming. Probably not the most time consuming kit I've ever done. It still wasn't that difficult, but definitely more difficult than the original Falcon. Definitely more tinier little details to work with. The little circular pieces on the back here turned out exceptionally well. Those kind of parts can be incredibly difficult for me to get quite right. Those turned out excellent, so I'm very pleased about that. A lot of the parts turned out really well, and this poor guy's already taken one fall because it is often, these kits are a little heavy on one end and they do tend to get knocked over easy. But now I have a complete set of the Star Wars Metal Earth kits and the one ICONX. There's more kits coming, as always. I have another Star Wars kit that isn't out officially that I'm hoping to do very soon. I have the Halo Guardian. I did not think I would be able to get a hold of a kit, but thanks to a generous donation, I now have it, and probably going to do that next. If there's anybody out there who still hasn't built theirs that wants to know how to do it, or wants to see how badly I'm going to mess it up, because it is an intimidating looking kit. But as always, thank you for watching. Any questions or comments, please leave them down below, and keep on keeping on.